Welcome to the Metagame Minute.
I wasn't sure if we were going to be doing.
We are doing the Metagame Minute. It's a one-on-one.
Yeah.
First off, did say creatures.
Oh boy,
That was a plural. But first reactions. What's up? You just had a fun time as an elk and as Agnes, and What's going through Scory's head? What's going through Caleb's head?
Oh, what did I just do? What did I get myself into?
Yeah,
that's kind of the main thing. I mean, I now have this lifelong contract. You know, once the Magnus name essentially dies off or it leaves this place, it's now my responsibility to protect this place.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You got responsibilities now.
Yeah. Geez. Well, so I can't help but feel like I made a deal with the devil here, and that this, while seemingly helpful for the immediate problem, will cause me grief in the future.
It might.
I'm nearly sure of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've enjoyed this kind of you kind of investigating the Black Wolf, getting a little bit of information, and so I was very excited to just put you right up with the Black Wolf.
Now there's no getting around it.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I am frustrated with myself that I kept forgetting that I'm Scory. I have spells. I can do these things, and I was just basically running through this, as me, like interested in the story and what's happening and how, like, okay, what's going on, and I don't naturally think, oh, I could cast poison spray on a will-o-wisp or whatever, I
was expecting you to do more of that, you as a player to do more of that, because I see that more often in play. So it was surprising that
get ready for disappointment. Yeah. So will-o-wisps, though, did I dodge a bullet, or should I have engaged those three? Because as we were moving on and you're saying there's more and more, I'm like, can I go back and maybe just take out the three and then be safe for the rest of the way?
Maybe.
But this is Metagame Minute. You can tell me now.
I mean,
if you want, you don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, the narrative is, especially in this dream, it is very much, changing at every beat. I'm not exactly sure what that would have done. Like, we only would have known that if you would have taken those actions. The story is what it is because the actions you take are what you took.
The octopus.
The octopus.
That's going to bother me for a while.
Yeah. We had talked about having kind of some forms that Scory will take.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of introduce those here. And so you have the elk as a land form. You have Muddy the crow as a flying form. And then you have this octopus as an aquatic form.
I love it. And
they
all seem very appropriate for his flavor.
Yeah. So I was happy to include those in there. And I don't know if you can see it from here. That is kind of the symbol I'm going for. Good. I'll try to make up a bigger one.
Okay. I was wondering because I was trying to sketch the head of a wolf in 4 lines, you said?
It's 4 lines.
Yeah.
The first one is like the 2 ears that are connected. The second one is a line with lines coming off of it.
Okay.
That is the eyes in the forest.
Yeah.
The third one's just like a triangle with some slits on it, maybe, if you want to stylize it that way.
Yeah.
And then the bottom one is just a V with kind of 2 lines coming off of it. Yeah. So trying to go with the more kind of runic look to it.
Yeah. I love it. And I loved the whole the encounter with the corpse.
Yeah.
Towards the beginning of that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that one. I wanted to just do a puzzle for you.
Yeah, you scratched several itches of mine.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Good. Another question I wanted to ask you is how are you, Caleb, and how is Scory feeling about Zephyrus?
Caleb thinks that's a higher priority than it's been. Kind of being played out. But I think Scory is kind of indifferent because he really hasn't known him that long.
Sure.
I think he finds him entertaining. and finds value in them, but doesn't necessarily, like, he seems to be okay, and people aren't rushing to go find his soul, so it's kind of like, okay, we've got other things kind of on the forefront now.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that when we need to, kind of a
gotcha.
thing.
It's a priority. Yeah. It's just it's on the back burner for now. Yeah.
But for Caleb sees it as a pretty high priority. Yeah.
Yeah. Within game time,
and that's part of it, though. Like, in case you guys didn't hear, Bentley just mentioned that it's only been a day-ish game time, and I think the fact that it's so fresh, I'm puzzled by it not being a bigger deal than it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going with the flow, because being a part of a crew on the season stuff, you kind of just accept things and just you can't like focus on, you can't get bogged down by things. You gotta kind of go with the flow, so to speak. And this is one of those, when your crewmate dies for whatever reason, you can't hesitate, because you might be the next one.
Sure. I kind of like that from Scory, is that you've experienced this before.
There's a little bit of callous there, but at the same time, in his mind, he's processing, like, I thought this, he was a part of our crew. We were in prison together.
Yeah.
Seems like should be important, but, going with it. So.
And then kind of the final question I want to ask is there something that from this season you were hoping to have investigated, like to seen from your character? Something you were expecting to see that hasn't happened yet? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm asking. Is there something that you just haven't, that you were expecting that you haven't seen yet?
Yes and no. Like, I feel confident that as it's needed or as it's warranted, that parts of the backstory will come out for Scory, but in a way that makes sense narratively.
Sure.
So, everybody's excited to kind of divulge the secrets. I tend to play a little bit closer to the chest and want to have that happen naturally, and kind of keep a lot of that mystery in the meantime.
Sure.
So it's just a matter of kind of, I'd like there to be some sort of reveal where people are like, oh, that's what he's been talking about this whole time. Whether or not it's juicy and good and people like it, that's, whatever. But
yeah.
But keeping some mystery, but eventually having some sort of
right. It's nice to kind of keep a hold of that mystery, but it's nice because it means someday you're going to reveal that payoff. Yeah.
Nice. So that's something I'm interested in, how that unravels or is exposed. I don't really have a direction.
Yeah. And from my end, I've got ideas, but I don't have a plan for you. Most of this story is based on your guys' decisions. So yeah, no, I'm excited to see kind of, those fun reveals. Because I think everybody's got a bit of that with their characters and their backstories, and we've seen a bit of that come out this season, and I think the biggest one has been Zephyrus's.
Yeah, and I think I'm
which has been neat.
I think that would be, the more I'm thinking about, that's almost a higher priority for me as a player to experience that rescue mission.
Yeah,
going to whatever bizarre plane with whatever bizarre alternate rules, or things that Scory is not accustomed to at all, has never experienced because he's not a plane shifter. Kind of dealing with that and kind of working in more of the, what class is it that has the spirit soldiers that come and fight with you?
Clerics can have access to
clerics?
That. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was trying to think of a way. It would be fun if Scory could somehow tap into the ancestry things far enough, down the road, that somehow that comes into into play. But I think,
and that's something that we can definitely talk about. Having spiritual guardians as a spell in your repertoire is not a big ask.
Okay.
Especially
probably something else, and then or not giving up anything else.
But potentially not. It's a fairly low level spell. Okay. Yeah. No. We'll definitely talk about that.
Sweet.
Well, heck yeah. This has been very fun.
It has been for me, especially.
Yeah. But this has been your Metagame Minute, and we will see you all on Monday.
Dun, 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 dun.
Grab your swords and keep on adventuring.